Speaker recognizes Representative Shirkey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to start out by saying thank you to Representative Lori and Pashoka for providing the spark that leads to the fire that we can light in this state to capture and control and manage something that's vital to the health and well-being and pursuit of happiness of everybody in Michigan. The question tonight is not about Medicaid. It is about whether it's worth it for us to reform Medicaid and expand access to health care in Michigan. The definition of worth infers that there may be a risk, and there are risks. It'll surprise nobody in this chamber for me to reiterate that I was not just a no, I was a hard no on this issue. I can make and have made, rather eloquently I think, all the opposing arguments for what I hope we're about to do. But when I was challenged by the question, would I be willing to sincerely look for a pathway to yes, well, being the humble guy that I am, I accepted that challenge because I knew I was confident in the position I had. However, despite the unsavory elements of expanding Medicaid in Michigan, despite the distastefulness of being even remotely associated with part of something that has been created in this nation that I really don't like, the opportunities for us to seize control of how Michigan defines our Medicaid system significantly outweigh the philosophical opposition. The issue tonight, frankly, is not Obamacare. It is Medicaid reform and expanded access to health care. Our bill addresses significant and serious reform in the areas of quality, costs, and health of population. Our bill retains, to the best of our ability, the money that will be leaving Michigan because of all the dozens of new taxes in the Affordable Care Act, whether we do something or nothing. Our bill addresses for the first time the market distortions associated with cost shifting that has been going on for decades in Michigan. Our bill specifically addresses the uncertainty created by the laws and the rules of the Affordable Care Act for small businesses, particularly those that have employees between the number of 50 and those that are too small to be self-employed or self-insured, excuse me. That's a very big portion of our business community, Mr. Speaker. Our bill provides market solutions enabled by the government. I will repeat that. Our bill provides market-based solutions enabled by government. That's not an oxymoron, it's purposeful. I believe it's time for us to stop playing defense with something that is the law of the land and begin to play offense. This is a very unique opportunity for us to negotiate from a position of strength to get reforms in what have been long-held entitlement programs, real reforms that will help people and help taxpayers. I want to thank also, besides Representative Lori and Representative Pashoka, all the members of the Michigan Competitiveness Committee. They sat through, I promised them when we began that it was going to be a rigorous and deliberate process, and I believe they would all agree that that's precisely what we did. And I also, and particularly, thank everybody in this chamber, especially those colleagues on this side, who chose to accept the challenge of the same question I accepted. And that is, are you willing, or were you willing, to sincerely look for a pathway to yes? And I'm proud of all of my colleagues who I knew had trouble with this process, have trouble with the question, but had enough courage to accept that challenge. It is much harder, Mr. Speaker, I can tell you, to move from a no to a yes than it is to move from a yes to a no. But I'm convinced tonight that this is precisely what we need to do. There are, as I said, perfectly good, legitimate, philosophical reasons to oppose, but a sincere effort to analyze the other sound, definable, and measurable reasons to support outweigh those. So, Mr. Speaker, I strongly encourage support of House Bill 4714. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Shirkey.